One demo is never just one piece of marketing collateral. Don't let your demos go to waste. You're probably listening and thinking like, holy crap, this is a lot. This is really overwhelming. That's where a lot of voice actors fall short. That's 42 different pieces of marketing collateral. No excuses. Just do the thing. Social media algorithms really aren't that complicated. Basically, they give you more of what you want. So if they see you engaging with certain types of content, if they see you engaging with certain creators, then they're going to give you more of that type of content, or they're going to give you more of that creator. Social media algorithms are built to give you more of what you want so that you'll spend more time on the platform. Would you like more of the Everyday VOpreneur podcast? Would you like to find the best episodes and the best parts of the show? Then please do me one quick favor. Like and subscribe wherever you are enjoying the podcast, whether it is on Apple or Spotify or YouTube. Make sure that you subscribe, drop a comment, leave a review, engage in some way so that the algorithm knows that you are enjoying the Everyday VOpreneur podcast and that you want more of the Everyday VOpreneur podcast in your feed. How would you feel about a marketing masterclass today? Because that's what I'm thinking that I'm going to do with this episode of the podcast. And I think it's very timely because I want to talk to you about marketing a new demo, which I happen to have. I've got a brand new commercial demo that I am ready to hit the ground with. And I've got so many different things that I'm going to be doing. And so I want to share just a sampling of how I'm going to take this one single commercial demo and turn it into several dozen different pieces of marketing collateral, all of them unique. And I think even if you did just a few of these, you would find that there are ways to market your commercial demo or whatever demo it may be that you've never even thought of before. So if you've got a new demo that is coming, or if you've recently received a copy of a new demo and you just want to get it out there in front of as many people as possible, I think this episode is going to be of particular interest to you. But even if your demos are a year old, but you've never really done anything with them, I think that you're going to be able to draw some massive value from this episode. So let's talk about how you are going to get your demo in front of as many people as possible in as many different ways as possible. The first thing that you need to understand is that one demo is never just one piece of marketing collateral. You've got to think so much bigger than that. And I really do think that that's where a lot of voice actors fall short, because the demo drops, they send you the MP3 copy of it. You take that MP3 copy and you think, this is it. This is my demo. And now I got to start marketing it. And so maybe you post that MP3 on your website. Maybe you send it to a few people, but that's really all you're doing with it. And I want you to see that there are so many more ways that you can repurpose that demo and use it. So I've got my brand new commercial demo from JMC. I'm super pumped about it. I'm so excited, so proud of it. My agent that I sent it to absolutely loves it. So I've been starting to put together the plan and behind the scenes doing some of the marketing already. And here's kind of the breakdown. Okay. So the new commercial demo has 6 spots on it. Let's talk about all the different ways that I am going to create marketing collateral from this demo with these 6 spots. So first up is the MP3 version of the demo itself. This is what you're going to get right out of the gate, right? The producer's going to send you that MP3 copy of the demo on the whole, the 60-second or 70-second demo, whatever it is. Rule number 1 is you want to post that everywhere, right? I got it on my website right away. I got it to my online casting profile right away. It's got up on Voice123. My agent was the very first person that I sent it to. I did an email this week sending it out to all of my existing commercial clients to make sure that they had a copy of it. So I was trying to get that demo on the whole in audio form to all the different people that I needed to get it to. But I don't just send the MP3 as it is. So here's a little tip for you. I went into Canva, and in Canva, I created what you would call a custom album cover. I realized that, it's a demo, but you create this custom album cover. It's got my picture, it's got my branding on it, it's got my name, my contact information, etc. I then take that MP3, put it into Apple Music, and from within Apple Music, I can go to the Get Info option in the menu in Apple Music, and I can add details to that demo, metadata. I can put in an album name and an artist name, and I can put in all kinds of different stuff, and I can add an album cover as well. So I took that album cover that I created in Canva and added it to that MP3. So now when I take that MP3, which I then drag out of Apple Music and hold on my computer, when I send that MP3 to anybody, it's going to show up with that little album cover on it. And if they put it into their music player, that album cover is going to appear. And it's just another opportunity to reinforce your branding and your contact information. And that's a really easy trick to do. But I didn't just do it for the demo on the whole. When JMC sent me the demo, he also sent me the individual clips that I was going to put into my voice sampler. And so I added the album cover to each one of those individual clips. Plus, I gave each one of those individual clips a unique song title in Apple Music, again, so that when I send those out, if I send those out, that information comes pre-populated for somebody. So it's just, again, another way to reinforce your branding, keywords, the necessary information. I then took those 7 different pieces of audio, the main MP3 copy of the demo, plus the 6 individual MP3s of the individual clips, and I posted those to a cloud account, to a cloud drive. That way I've got easy access to them anytime I need them. If I ever need to be able to send those to anybody, they are sitting there in that cloud drive and they're ready. I have been caught in a situation in the past where somebody asked me to send them a demo. I wasn't home. I was using my phone and I didn't have an easy way to be able to send that demo to them. But by the time I was going to get home, it was going to be too late. And I was never going to let myself fall into that situation again. So I keep a copy. Actually, I keep it in 2 different places on the cloud so that I can access it from any computer, from any device, from anywhere in the world. As long as I've got internet connection, I can get somebody a copy of that demo. So that is different pieces of marketing collateral right in itself. So let's now talk about Voice Sampler. Each one of those individual clips that I received from JMC have been uploaded into a commercial demo playlist on my Voice Sampler. Now, Sam doesn't know this yet, Samantha Damiano. Go back and listen to her episode of the podcast. She's brilliant. Sam doesn't know it yet, but she's going to be helping me optimize my Voice Sampler. I'll be getting in touch with her about doing that very soon. But we're going to tag that thing. We're going to label that thing. We're going to put keywords all over that thing because that becomes searchable, indexed, and by Google. So I want to make sure that that is fully optimized. I want to make sure that when somebody comes to my website and they're looking for a particular kind of commercial read, rather than just seeing the name of some brand spots, for example, they're going to see the type of read or the specific direction, and they're going to be able to click that and go right to the spot that they are looking for. So I'm going to optimize each one of those clips from my Voice Sampler. Well, Sam's going to optimize each one of those clips from my Voice Sampler. So they're right there, more pieces of marketing collateral. Now, those clips are also on Voice 123, and Sam has already done the optimization for those clips on Voice 123, which again means 7 more pieces of marketing collateral because it is on a different website, optimized in a fully different way, keyworded in a totally different way, the main demo plus the 6 individual clips. So that is all over Voice 123. And I know that's working because since Sam did that for me, within a week, I've had 2 direct invitations for commercial auditions, which is something that I hadn't previously received. So I already know that that is working. So what other casting site profiles do you have? If you have voices.com or Bidalgo or Voice Realm or whatever, VO Planet, whatever sites are out there, whether you're using Upwork, Mandy, Fiverr, Freelancer, whatever, every single place where you have a profile, make sure that each one of those pieces of audio is getting posted to that profile and optimized in a way that works for that particular platform where you are sharing it. And now you've potentially just created dozens of more pieces of marketing collateral by using all of your different audio clips. So for me, that one audio demo becomes 7 different pieces of marketing collateral, which then gets shared in multiple ways across multiple platforms, creating, again, multiple dozens of pieces of audio marketing collateral for this one voiceover demo. But what about video? Because there's a massive opportunity for video as well. I have a subscription to Envato, and I love using Envato for all kinds of different things, but one of the things that I use it for is stock video footage. So I went into Envato and built a video version of my commercial demo using Adobe Premiere, which I have a subscription to with my Creative Cloud subscription. And I built a basic video version of my demo on the whole. So this is a widescreen video version of the demo on the whole. But now I'm also taking that one step further. I am currently in the process of editing vertical video, so 9:16 versions of each of the individual spots. So I'm able to take that widescreen video of the demo on the whole, and I can post that on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. I've done that both as a post on LinkedIn, but I've also shared it directly to my profile on LinkedIn. So it sits on my profile for forever and for always. I could post it to X. I could post it to my website, whatever social media platforms you're using, you can post that video version. I've also embedded that video version of the demo on my website. So if anybody goes there, they can click it as well. But now I'm in the process of creating these vertical video versions of each of the individual clips. Those vertical video versions give me 6 more pieces of content. But if I take those 6 pieces of content and I'm able to then share them to YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, X, TikTok, Threads, I mean, whatever. Again, choose all of the different social media platforms that you're using. So now I've got one video of the version of the demo on the whole, plus then 6 more individual clips. So 7 total videos shared across multiple social media platforms. In my case, I'm going to share them across 6 different social media platforms. That's 42 different pieces of marketing collateral that all come from that one demo. And it's not that hard to create these clips. Even if you don't have access to stock video, you could just as easily go to a site like Canva and you could create a basic video, even if it's just with your picture and your contact information. There's plenty of templates within Canva. You could create a basic image that you could use to create video versions of each one of your clips. Or you could go to an app like Headliner and you could create the audiogram style where the wave file bounces and it's just a picture of you or static image or whatever. So there's no reason why you can't do this, even if you don't have stock footage and know how to use Adobe Premiere or Final Cut Pro or whatever. There's still ways that you can do this relatively easily and create dozens of pieces of marketing collateral. But let's talk about this a little bit further. When I share these individual clips on LinkedIn, I'm going to tell a story about each one of these clips because I'm going to be thinking about who is the producer that is going to be listening to this clip. And how do I want to speak to them and speak in their language? So I'm going to talk specifically about the type of direction and the style of read and the tone and the feel and the vibe of the spot or whatever. And I'm going to write a post that's very much tailored to LinkedIn and to the audience on LinkedIn when I share that clip. But then when I post that clip on Instagram, I'm going to write a different type of post formatted more for Instagram and thinking more about the audience on Instagram. And when I share it on X, I can change it up again. And when I share it on YouTube, I can change it up again. So you're creating all of these unique pieces of content tailored to the specific platform that you are sharing it on, tailored to the specific type of audience that you're trying to reach on that platform. And so it's not just like you're posting the same thing over and over and over again because you're being very strategic in how you're sharing it. And this is how you turn one simple demo into multiple dozens of pieces of content. The other thing I'm going to say is don't just blitz it everywhere all at once. I'm going to stagger these clips out over the next 7, 8, 10 weeks maybe, which really means that I could have almost 3 months worth of content just by sharing the 7 different videos that I have, the demo on the whole and the 6 individual clips, right? This is crazy. This is so much content that keeps your demo front and center with people over a longer period of time. Now, earlier this month, I ran my 100 Leads Challenge. Some of you are familiar with it. Some of you actually participated in it. And so I literally collected 100 new commercial leads. That was my intention for doing the 100 lead challenge. I needed to collect new leads for myself so that I could market this demo. And I wanted to invite other people to do this challenge with me to create accountability and have a little bit of fun while we were doing it. So I collected my 100 commercial leads. Each one of those people is now going to be receiving a copy of this demo through a personalized introductory email. I've also got a handful of agents that I'm going to be sending it to because one of my goals is to get on a couple more agent rosters. And so, again, individual personalized emails to those agents in an attempt to get on their roster. I've already been added to one casting director's roster directly as a result of sending them this demo. And so this becomes even more touch points and even more pieces of marketing collateral for this one single commercial demo. And so in the end, when you repurpose audio, video, and then social media posts for all of the different social media platforms formatted in the appropriate way for that specific platform, and then you factor in any online casting profiles that you have or any other places, any other accounts that you might have online where you can share your demos, we're literally talking about multiple dozens of pieces of content and unique marketing collateral that is going to keep your demo in front of a lot of people for a longer period of time when you break it down and you share it strategically. And now the wheels start turning and you start thinking, well, wait a minute, Mark, I've got a corporate demo and I've got an e-learning demo and I've got a documentary or TV narration demo, and I've got a promo demo, and I've got a gaming demo, and I've got an animation demo. And maybe you've got 5 or 6 of these demos, and maybe each one of those demos has 5 or 6 clips on it. And you can start to see how this can compound so quickly. And you can end up with potentially hundreds, multiple hundreds of pieces of unique content that you could be marketing over the next year, even. If you shared one demo clip or one demo related post each week, and you did that across multiple different platforms, multiple different social media sites, and you did it with multiple demos, and you repurposed those in different ways because you have the audio and the video. Can you see how this starts to compound? Now you're probably listening and thinking like, holy crap, this is a lot. This is really overwhelming, but it's really not that hard to do. Once I have created the 7 different video versions, now it's just a matter of posting those to each one of my social media platforms and just tailoring the message on each one of those social media platforms. Getting it up on my website, not that hard. Getting it up on online casting platforms, again, not that hard. But there's so many different ways that you can be taking advantage of your demos and so many different ways that you can be marketing your demos beyond just that first post. Hey, here's my new demo, and I'm so excited to have my new demo. Something else I want to mention, because this has come up in coaching sessions when I've talked about this stuff. And we're worried about the repetitive nature of sharing the same stuff over and over and over again. The reality is that this much of your audience, like a small percentage of your audience, sees any one of your posts on any given day, right? Across social media, 3% sometimes is the average, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less, but about 3 to 5% organic reach. So that means when you share something without spending money, you're not doing a sponsored post, 3 to 5% of the people who follow you, regardless of the platform, are going to see that. Now, as people start to engage with it, more people will start to see it. It will get pushed out to bigger people. You create a larger audience. But the reminder here is, if you're sharing a piece of that demo every week and you're thinking that it's just getting in front of the same people over and over and over again, well, first of all, it probably is not getting in front of the same group of people over and over and over again. Different people are probably seeing it every time. And second of all, it's okay if some of the same people see it over and over again, because part of what you're trying to do is reinforce that you're here, that you're available, that you can do this, that this is the service that you have to offer. And so I don't mind if people are seeing my content over and over and over again. Like, I did an audition today. Literally, I did an audition about 2 hours before I recorded this episode of the podcast. And that audition was a direct result of me posting my demo on LinkedIn, and somebody that I'm connected with on LinkedIn reached out to me and said, "Hey, Mark, we've been connected for a while on LinkedIn. I saw your new demo and I'd love to have you audition for this project." right? Maybe that opportunity doesn't come if I hadn't shared that post. So I'm only thinking about the upside. I'm not trying to talk myself out of sharing it multiple times. I'm not trying to talk myself out of why it would be a bad idea or why some people might see it too many times. I don't care about any of that. I care about the upside. I care about what if the post that I put on LinkedIn today leads to an audition tomorrow? Or what if the post that I put on Instagram gets in front of a client that hasn't heard from me in a while? Or what if when I share it on YouTube or TikTok, somebody new finds me and decides to reach out to me as a direct result of it? That's what I'm thinking about. I'm just thinking about the upside. Don't let your demos go to waste. A really good professional quality demo, we're talking what? 2,000, 2,500, 3,000 bucks, maybe even more, depending on the type of demo it is and who's producing it for you. Don't let that go to waste. There are so many unique ways that you can market that thing with minimal effort. Just to be clear, like nothing that I am doing, nothing that I have talked about here is hard. Can you do things a little bit more advanced than others? Sure. If you don't have the ability to use Adobe Premiere, like I said earlier, and you don't have the ability to get access to stock footage, no problem. Make a basic version in Canva. It doesn't matter. You really want them to listen to your voice anyway. No excuses. Just do the thing. Take advantage of this amazing piece of content that you have and repurpose it in as many different ways as possible to get it in front of as many people as possible so that you can leverage that thing for you into as many opportunities as possible. That's the goal. Get out there and start marketing that demo.